Okay, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, what was I talking about? I'm talking about the wood down here. Shit. It's no, it's not. It's there's not enough of it really. I know I'm out of season here anyway, so I don't expect there to be anybody pampering to my uh, journey and stuff. And actually out of season. Apparently this trail is open all year round, believe it or not. Yeah, even in the winter with the snow, where you couldn't follow the trail if you tried. You'd have to be immaculate with a compass, which I'm alright with a compass, but you know, in triangulating my position and stuff without GPS. But you know, I'd rather follow a trail or somebody else any day of the week, you know. But yeah, obviously not quite enough wood there. I was trying to dry my socks last night and my t-shirt. I managed to dry the socks, and then then my fantastic fire went out. I boiled the rest of my my water from the river down there in my little in my dish. I'm sorry, it's still a little bit early. I think it's about 7:30, which yeah, well that's early for me. All right, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I might go. No, I won't go into water purification because I'll actually bore you. But to put it in a nutshell, purifying any water, obviously try and get clear water from a fast-running water source, and then boil it for at least 2 minutes. I boil it for 3 to 4 minutes. Obviously, there's like if you boil water in a kettle, there's no taste to it after, but that's better than getting sick or anything. Now, a word of a warning: you can use water purification tablets as well, but obviously don't exceed the stated dose. It's usually one tiny little tablet that looks like any other white tablet. That does usually 1 litre of water. Or it's good to purify 1 litre of water. If you put any more than 1 tablet in 1 litre of water, it shouldn't make you sick, but because it's killing bacteria and stuff and all that, it has an active ingredient, and it will not drastically damage your kidneys, but it won't do them any good. Alright, it's still raining out here. I don't think it's going to stop. I've put actually my raincoat on today for a change, even though I'm going to be soaked anyway because of sweat and stuff. Oh, just check this out, by the way. I know I'm talking about stuff, but there's... Okay, yeah, that was what I wanted you to see. I don't know if you can see that out there. That sort of ruined log cabin that was once as good as the one I slept in not last night, but the night before. I think they are pretty awesome, those actual log cabins and stuff. This is still part 2 in pieces. Yeah, okay. I've had a look on the map, and today, as the crow flies, to get to the peak from here, it's only 3.5 miles. But because we're going up a very steep gradient, I worked it out. It'd be just over 5 miles, and that is literally, I said it before, but it's going to be like that. It's not going to be nice. I'm inside again because it has started raining more. It's not tipping it down, but it's going to be raining all day. I am going to get wet, but properly this time, from the outside in, not the inside out. Well, just in case you're interested, yeah. By the way, I don't know if I actually even mentioned this, but we are in Alaska. Yeah, this trailhead started obviously 2 days ago in a place called Dia. And I think I've pronounced that right, because anybody else would call it Dia, but it's Dia locally, which is locally is the correct name for it. Yeah, so we're on the Chilkoot trail. I'll give you a very quick history lesson. Basically, this is the trail in 1898 where there was a gold stampede. Thousands of people came through this area, bringing all sorts of, bringing basically not just backpacks and food supplies, but also mining materials, picks, shovels, axes, and all that stuff. Their families, some of them, why would you put them through it? in the hope of, because gold was actually discovered near Dawson City, which you can access via the Yukon River, but it was frozen at the time, and it was a lot longer journey to go overland on that route, although it would have been easier. Apparently they used horses to get some of the materials up here and stuff, because when I say people actually came up here to do this route, they had to, by law, take enough food with them for 1 year. Yeah, 1 year, 12 months. So they weren't doing this trail, this awkward part that I'm going to do today. They weren't doing it once. They were doing it constantly, up and down, for about 2 to 3 months, taking their kit and stuff up there, just so they could get all the kit to the top, and then they could proceed down the last part of the trail, which is here. I don't know if where I am now is sheep camp there. I'm heading up to Chilkoot Pass. Tonight's happy little resting place is Happy Camp, and it will be by the time I get there, because I'll be knackered, even though it's only like 9 miles ish. But anyway, those people from the peak, they had to walk all the way to Lake Bennett, which is at the end of this map, and then from then on they would build boats there, which obviously, you know, it was not an overnight thing. They'd chop trees down, build their own boats and rafts and things to go on that lake, and then down the river that feeds off from there, all the way to Dawson, where city where the actual gold rush was sort of centered on. So it was a long. Anyway, that was that's the history lesson. In short, it's an incredible journey that they made, basically. I wish I could get on a boat or a kayak or something and just make the rest of the journey to Dawson, but I don't have time restrictions, and there's no way I'd get a kayak here, not without paying somebody, and probably I'd have to buy the kayak as well. You probably could arrange it, but I can't be asked, and I'm going to do some kayak stuff later on in this journey. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to Happy Camp today, and it will be happy. Obviously, yeah, I mentioned about water purification. Keeping warm is a must. Worst case scenario today, my clothes are maybe soaked to the bone, so I've got only one change of dry clothes with me. As soon as I get to my final destination, I will swap out of the wet clothes. And this is not theory, I have done this once when I went ill-prepared up some mountain in, I can't remember if it's, no, it was in China. This was a long time ago, and I didn't carry so much stuff. But anyway, basically I'd change into the dry clothes, put the wet clothes in a pile. If you haven't got somewhere to dry them, hang them up, or there's no dry wood to actually toast them back to life. And it's horrible, but you sleep in your dry sleeping bag with your dry clothes, staying warm. Obviously cook your meal with what fuel cells that you've got, and then in the morning, if you've got enough fuel cells and all that, I hopefully have, I'm going to just climb out of those nice clothes, repack them in a watertight bag, put them back in the backpack, and then put on the cold, nasty, wet clothes again, and get moving quickly. This is possible to do without getting hypothermic, but you need to keep moving, and if you do stand still or stay still, you have to have a warm drink, coffee or something, and then it's advisable to keep moving, or to obviously get in the shelter like this, which there's I believe there's one at the peak, so that I'm going to rest there and not take the wet clothes off, but I'm going to do myself a coffee there and warm up a little bit. But anyway, yeah, do that part of the trail with with wet clothes, so you can get out of them at the end of the day and get into dry clothes to sleep in, because otherwise you will get hypothermic if you go to bed with wet gear on, and especially up there, it's going to be a little bit colder than it is down here, and it's not brilliantly warm down here. Um, okay, so I mentioned that we were in Alaska. Yeah, obviously the starting point was the Earth, but the town that's nearest to that, because there's nothing there obviously at the start point of the trailhead, except looks like a ranger station, but I don't know if anybody was home. And there's definitely on the trail at this time of year, September, late September, there's no rangers, definitely on the US side, and I'm going to cross over into Canada in about 4 hours time, and I believe that there's no rangers on their side this time of year either. It's not tourist season at the moment, but that's okay. Me and the bears don't really mind. Yeah, that's about it for now, I think. I'll check in with you later, but not at the peak, because it will be mist raining, and I really don't. I thought I'd cabbaged the camera yesterday when I took a photo. It clouded over and I couldn't see anything. I thought there was moisture in the actual lens, but it worked out. So yeah, everything's hunky dory. I'm not going to put my Steve Zuzon hat on just yet, but you will see it in part 3. Thanks for tuning in. This is Rob Satchel. Friday the 20th of September 2014. I'll see you in about probably about 24 hours time. Cheers.